the extraordinary outburst by the American President Joe Biden, who overnight defended his memory after a report suggested he forgot when his son died.
His mental capacity has been the subject of news headlines for some time now, but here's his response to Special Counsel Robert Hur's suggestion that he has significant limitations when it comes to his memory.
I know there's some attention paid to some language in the report about my recollection of events. There's even reference that I don't remember when my son died. How in the hell dare he raise that? Frankly, when I was asked the question, I thought to myself, it wasn't any of their damn business. Every Memorial Day, we hold a service remembering him, attended by friends and family and the people who loved him. I don't need anyone to remind me when he passed away or passed away.
Well, we're joined now by Pulitzer Prize-winning investigative reporter David Cay Johnston. David, Joe Biden increasingly being questioned over his memory. He says it's fine, is it?
I think there's every indication that it's fine. It's not unusual for someone of Joe Biden's age to not be able to come up with a specific word or a date temporarily. But Biden, since coming into office, the first 2 years, he had only in the House of Representatives, a 4-vote margin. He has gotten major legislation, multiple pieces of major legislation passed that have transformed America. The American economy is doing way better than any other major economy in the world. And every sign is that he is doing just fine. But sure, he has some occasional little lapses in his memory. And also, Joe Biden stuttered as a child, and people who overcome stuttering often have little tics. Now, I notice you're putting on the screen where he fell one day. Older people fall. That doesn't mean that they're not fit to be president of the United States.
I mean, you mentioned there, for someone of his age, you said older people tend to fall. This is the leader of the free world. Now, clearly, there are now real concerns about his health, given the increasingly complex international situation and the danger the rest of the world faces. Is he the right man for the job? It's also a gift to the Republicans, isn't it?
Well, David, the only other candidate is Donald Trump, who I've covered for 35 years, longer than any other American. And Donald Trump is almost the same age. Unlike Joe Biden, who rides a 10-speed bicycle and does push-ups with school children, Donald Trump doesn't do any exercise at all. He boasts about it, in fact. If we're worried about someone's health, I'd be far more concerned about Donald Trump's health. Donald is very overweight. Whereas Joe Biden is trim and fit.
Now, David, this news conference, this extraordinary news conference last night, in which we see the president defending his memory, came about after Special Counsel Robert Hur's report, and that claimed that it would be difficult to convict. It didn't bring criminal charges against the president because he'd be difficult to convict because he played the well-meaning elderly gentleman who happened to forget. Let's have a listen to what Joe Biden said about that.
I'm well-meaning, and I'm an elderly man, and I know what the hell I'm doing. I've been president. I put this country back on its feet. I don't need his recommendation. It's totally out.
How bad is your memory, and can you continue as president?
My memory is so bad, I let you speak. That's
your memory has gotten worse, Mr. President?
My memory is not good. My memory is fine.
We heard him there. I think he was responding to Fox's Steve Doocy, with whom he has previous, and I guess it was a relatively quick response. But there have been multiple examples now, haven't there? Well, we can't just put this down to a stammer, mixing up Mitterrand and Macron, for example, Helmut Kohl and Angela Merkel. It does seem publicly to be getting worse.
Sarah, think about this. Donald Trump didn't know what Pearl Harbor Day was and why there's a memorial. He thought Finland was part of Russia. He doesn't know. Donald doesn't know anything. It's all bluster.
But there are several decades and gender between Helmut Kohl and Angela Merkel.
Sure. There's no question that I said Biden has sometimes misspoken, but compared to Donald Trump, far less than Donald Trump, and they're roughly the same age. Donald has serious problems. I mean, we talk in America about his word salad. He goes into rants. He just the other day mistook his principal rival for the Republican nomination, Nikki Haley, for Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat who was the Speaker of the House. So my point is, if you're going to raise the issue about Biden, you need to be balanced about it. And the special prosecutor's report, the way you characterized it, I think is completely unfair. It is in America, when you have national security documents, we take that you shouldn't have, we take that very seriously. But in Biden's case, he immediately notified the government of these. He turned them over to the government. He cooperated in every way. Donald Trump hid documents, had them hidden from his own lawyer, solicited his employees to lie, told his lawyers to falsely certify that he had returned documents when he hadn't. And so that's the difference. When you return national security documents you shouldn't have, you're almost never prosecuted for something like that, particularly when it's a former president or vice president. But when you lie and deny again and again and solicit people to lie and deny for you, that's a serious crime. So again, there's a false equivalency I think you're setting up here.